Hello and welcome to JG3 Reviews. My name is James and I review fountain pens, and this last week I did a series on student pens that I want to wrap up today. I was hoping to get to that this weekend and that just did not happen. And today I'm actually taking an online course, but I wanted to take a quick brain break and wrap this series up. There are two pens I want to share with you. Probably you knew they were coming. One is the Diplomat Magnum. Now, when I first got this pen, I had a little bit of trouble with it, but under warranty, this pen was fixed and now is absolutely fantastic. And I want to share with you why I think it deserves a good mention in this series. And then the last one, you kind of knew was coming. You probably were looking at the list going, so where is that pen? And that's the Lamy Safari, kind of a perennial favorite of many people when it comes to a good, durable fountain pen for students. And so we're going to look at these two, and then I want to wrap up with some kind of closing thoughts on student pens in general. All right, so this is the Diplomat Magnum. It's a plastic pen, and it's one of those pens that does meet all of those criteria that I've been looking at. Is reasonably inexpensive. It is inexpensive for a German-made pen with a very good steel nib. It is plastic, it's durable, it's easily replaceable, it takes international cartridges. It really has a lot going for it as a good student pen, and I use mine a lot here at the office, so really a great pen. Let's take a look at the style of this pen. First off, you'll notice, no, you cannot eyedropper it. It does have a hole on both sides of the barrel. That's so that you can, it's an ink window. It's not really just a hole, so that you can know whether or not you're getting low on ink. It has a nice springy steel clip that goes over a pocket easily, so easy one to carry. Mine is kind of, it spins fairly freely in the cap. You may like that or not like that, but that's just the way the pen is made. I may have said this already, it is pretty much all plastic but the clip and nib. It has a nice finial at the top of the cap. It says Diplomat Germany, and at the other end just a normal end of a pen sort of a thing. So I've got no words for that this morning. It's Monday. That's why I'm supposed to do this on Saturday, so I still have words, right? Anyway, let's take the cap off, and it does, let me just tell you, it does post very securely. No issues there whatsoever, and it's a fairly light cap because of the materials, and so it's still well balanced, even capped. And I actually think that's very handy in a school pen, student pen, because less loss of a cap rolling off the desk. Yada, yada, yada. Let's take a look at the nib. This is what Diplomat is really known for, is their nibs. And this one's no exception. It writes very smoothly. Those of you who have been around my channel for a while know that I had trouble with this one at first, and this is a replacement nib and grip section, because Diplomat does stand by their products, and they really handled that very well when I needed service on this pen. So I don't ding them for that at all, because they took care of it so well. So redeem themselves there. This one is a medium, and I really like it. It writes very smoothly, has a plastic feed like most pens in this price range are going to have. That ink, I don't know if I got that just now. Maybe. Anyway, I don't have trouble with it's not leaking. I just put my hand where I shouldn't have up there. It's a little easy to do, actually, because there's not a lot of diameter past the edge of the nib, and so I get my hand up there when I'm doing that now and then. You'll notice it has a 1, 2, 3 flat-sided grip. It's not as dramatic as a Lamy or a Kakuno or those pens, so it is very comfortable. It's a thinner diameter section, but I find it comfortable. It's such a light pen, it writes really well. You'll notice it's reflected on the barrel. Those, just for decoration's sake, it doesn't perform a function that I'm aware of. But nice looking pen, and like I say, very lightweight, very well balanced, and easy to write with for a long time. It is a comfortable pen, which student pen it's gotta be, or forget it, it doesn't make the list. So very, very good that way. When you open it up, you find that it takes, this is an international short, and I think it will take I believe it will take longs as well, and it can take an international standard converter. So if you have some extras lying around or you want to order one, you can do that. But I've got I keep shorts in my desk just for quick change, and that's what this pen has in it. It's that Birmingham Pen Company blue that I bought a bunch of and is really good. So there you go, just a basic pen that writes very, very well, very smooth nib, and I'll show you that here in the writing test. And I guess, since I got it here on the desk, let me just show you the Lamy. You all know about the Lamy Safari, and if you don't, I'll put the link to the test of this pen. It is an excellent student pen. You're not going to write with it posted, even though it writes, or it will post securely. This is one of those pens that gets imbalanced with the cap on the barrel. So there is that. I bought this one on eBay for about half the normal price. What an awesome deal. Somebody got it, they decided they didn't like the grip section. But that's the part that's controversial, which is the section. That's the part I like about the Safari. So I always think that's kind of funny. You'll notice it had dried out because I had left it unattended for quite a while using my other Safari, and so I didn't get that water off. Anyway, great pen. It doesn't dry out quickly. It was a long wait in between, and I think it might have been more about the ink anyway. But it also has the ink window. It has that plastic ring there, and takes Lamy cartridges, or in this case a converter, because the seller had already put a converter in, and so really I got it even less than half when you throw in the price of the converter too. Just an all-around great student pen, but you can see that in that review. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking to you about that, but no list is complete without the Safari on it as a great durable student pen. The only thing about a Lamy is that it doesn't meet, for a lot of people, that criteria of affordable. Affordable is very subjective. It depends on your situation. It depends on what country you're in, and how much are you paying in shipping or tax or a tariff or whatever. So all of that's a little bit fluid when it comes to cost. Got this one half price, so I would put it on the affordable list. That was great then. But it is going to be more than the Magnum. The Magnum is going to be several dollars less than the Safari, and like right now, you can get the Diplomat at, I believe it's Goulet. Yes, Goulet Pens has it right now for probably about $8 to $10 less than a Safari, and it includes, from Goulet, a converter. They throw in a converter with theirs. Not all sellers do that, so be aware it does not come with a converter normally, but theirs does. And by the time you figure in that you're getting both the pen and the converter, a converter's worth $5-6 right there. So you subtract that off the price of the pen, and it's a great deal, a really good deal. So that comes in under the Lamy. Okay. Diplomat. That skip was me, not the pen. It's a medium nib, and I think it writes just a normal, solid German medium, not thinner or thicker. And this is, as I said, the Birmingham Pen Company blue. Now these are cartridges that they don't sell anymore. I got these on clearance, but it's a great blue. I'm glad I got it when I did. I apologize for the air conditioner noise, but it's Texas and it's hot. I'm not turning it off. I know they say you should turn it off. I'm not doing it. Writes a little bit drier than you would think. When you're writing with this pen, it looks wetter than it is. Really is a great nib. For a while, there was a retailer that was selling these at a tremendous discount, like half off, for a couple of months or so. And so a lot of reviews went up about these pens because it was just such a great deal. But it's still a good deal. And writes just excellent. I'm just going to squiggle so you can see speed-wise. It keeps up no problem. That was me again. Just Very, very good, and I would recommend this as a student pen. It's a little bit more affordable than the Lamy Safari. It feels very different. It's a thinner pen. It's a little lighter pen. The plastic just feels much sturdier, and that is its reputation, but this is by no means, I don't think it's actually lesser in quality. I think it's just the difference in the materials used in a different type of plastic. So I really like this pen, and maybe style-wise, some are going to like this pen. Weight-wise, I think some will like it. It's a little bit better balanced, especially when it's posted. Just excellent, and I love the nib on this pen. If you've got experience with it, I would encourage you to share that with the rest of us in the comments. And I hope that you've liked this series. I hope people find this helpful. If you know somebody that's trying to get into fountain pens, I think a lot of the pens on this list are great first fountain pens. All right, so let's wrap this up. The Diplomat Magnum, I think, is a great pen, and I think the Lamy Safari, I think it's got to be on your list of great student pens. It is the most expensive on this list, and for some people, that's going to knock that one out, but both of them, excellent pens if you can find the right deal, and I would highly recommend either of them. Somebody asked the other day in the comments, and I think it's a totally fair question, you don't say a whole lot of negative. Here's the reason. I picked pens for this list that I like. They're pens that I've had great experience with. Are there pens that I've had bad experience with? Yes. And in fact, when I first got that Magnum, I had a bad experience with it, but the company made it right. And credit where credit is due, honor where honor is due. They made it right. They stood by their product. And once they fixed it, excellent. So I don't have any issues there. But I picked pens that I knew I could solidly recommend, because that was the point of the list, is I wanted to give you pens that I could highly recommend to a new user, a student, someone looking for an inexpensive or relatively inexpensive pen that would be kind of a workhorse, day-to-day, long writing session, comfortable and economical pen. And so that's why they made the list. I suppose I could someday do, here are the top 5 duds, and that actually might be an interesting video. I might have to do that. That could be fun. Maybe we could blow them up at the end. Actually, the pen I got that was the worst dud, I've already done that. So, but that might be fun. I would almost order that again for $2 to blow it up, because it was that bad. Maybe we'll have that one in the future. I do know that in the future we have a giveaway coming up that I mentioned, so stay tuned. That's going to be fun, and some other things coming up in the next couple of weeks. But God bless you, and I hope this has been good for you, and share this with somebody who's looking for a good student pen or who is new to fountain pens, and I think they'll find it helpful. Have a great week.